Chef Paws stood in the grand hall of his new restaurant empire. Marble countertops gleamed under chandeliers. Sous chefs scurried with precision, and critics waited eagerly at tables adorned with gold-plated cutlery. He should have felt unstoppable, yet in his chest pulsed a hollow ache. Every night, he dreamed of a shadowy figure whispering from the darkness, calling him to the edge of the world, to the forgotten kitchen, a legendary place spoken of only in hushed tones among the oldest chefs. His old mentor, Maestro Pepper, had warned him as a kitten, there are flavors that should never be awoken, Paws. But the more successful Paws became, the more he wondered, what secret did the forgotten kitchen hold? After a record-breaking night, his signature dish, earning a standing ovation, Paws retreated to his pantry to find a strange draft swirling the spices. The shadows formed a faint feline silhouette whispering, "If you wish to craft a dish that transcends time, follow me." A chill ran through him. Driven by curiosity stronger than fear, he grabbed his chef's knife and stepped into the night, leaving the glow of his restaurant behind. The path beyond the city twisted through moonlit forests and abandoned orchards. Chef Paws pressed on, feeling eyes watching him from the treetops. Voices rose in the breeze. "You have fame. You have power. Why leave it?" Yet his paws carried him deeper. He arrived at a mist-shrouded gorge where an old rope bridge swayed perilously. On the other side, atop a rocky island, stood the forgotten kitchen, a towering ruin with doors cracked open like a yawning mouth. An ethereal feline in a dark cloak awaited him at the threshold. "I am Whisper," the figure said, eyes glinting like molten silver. "Many come seeking glory. Few come seeking truth. Do you know what you truly want?" Chef Paws hesitated. In his mind's eye flashed memories of his first dish cooked with love, of laughter with Maestro Pepper. "I want to remember why I cook," he whispered back. Whisper nodded. "Then step inside. But know this, the recipe you find may demand everything." Inside the forgotten kitchen, the air smelled of ancient herbs and burnt sugar. Rusted copper pots hung beside knives older than any kingdom. Shadowy illusions of chefs, past flickered in candlelight, murmuring lost techniques and forgotten flavors. Whisper led Paws to a cracked marble table at the center of the hall. "Here," she said softly, revealing an ancient recipe book bound in midnight blue leather. Its pages glowed faintly, etched with words shifting like living ink. "This is the recipe of resonance, the dish that sings to every soul," Whisper said. "It must be cooked with the essence of your purest memory, the one moment you felt untainted joy." Chef Paws closed his eyes, searching for that moment. He saw himself as a kitten, cooking a simple bowl of soup for a stray who hugged him afterward. Tears welled up as the warmth of that day flooded his heart. "That's it," Whisper encouraged. "Hold on to it, it's your key." The preparation was brutal. The kitchen's flames roared like dragons. Spices burned his eyes, and each step of the recipe tested his focus. Strange spirits of former chefs appeared, mocking or advising him, whispering doubts. "You're not good enough. You'll fail like the rest." Chef Paws, paws shaking, continued. He added saffron ground under starlight, salt harvested from tears of true joy, and finally, a single drop of memory-infused broth. As the final ingredient touched the simmering pot, a blinding light burst forth. The forgotten kitchen trembled. Shadows fled. The aroma filled the air with scents so beautiful it made even the ghosts weep. But then, darkness fell. A black mist spilled from the cauldron, coiling around Paws. He realized too late, every recipe demands a price. The mist whispered his deepest fears, of losing his friends, of becoming nothing more than a name on a plaque, of cooking without love. It offered him a bargain, perfection in every dish forever, but in exchange, he must sever all bonds of the heart. Chef Paws staggered, knife clattering to the floor. Visions flashed, his sous chefs laughing, his mentor's warm eyes, the stray kitten he once saved. His claws dug into the stone. "No," he gasped. "I will not trade my heart for perfection." The shadows screamed in fury, swirling faster until they imploded into a shockwave of light. The forgotten kitchen grew silent. The recipe of resonance lay before him, but now its words glowed calmly, reflecting not greed, but compassion. Exhausted, Chef Paws lifted the completed dish, a simple, radiant stew that pulsed with color and warmth. He tasted a spoonful, instantly. Every memory of love he'd ever felt flowed through him. He understood now. The power wasn't in the recipe, but in the memories and emotions poured into it. Whisper approached him, her dark cloak dissolving to reveal a kind-faced elder cat. "You've passed the true test," she said softly. "Many come seeking power. Only those who cook to heal and unite can master the recipe of resonance." Chef Paws smiled through his tears. "Then why did you frighten me so?" "To show you what you were willing to sacrifice," Whisper replied. "And to remind you that love, once lost, can never return the same." Outside, dawn broke over the forgotten kitchen. Golden light danced over wild thyme growing in the cracks. Chef Paws stepped onto the rickety bridge, carrying the dish carefully. In the distance, he saw the city he'd left behind, but it looked different, as if washed in new colors. Word of his disappearance had spread like wildfire. Crowds gathered along the city gates. His sous chefs waited anxiously. As Chef Paws crossed the bridge, they rushed to him with cheers and tears. "I thought you were gone forever," one cried. He hugged them all. "I went to find a dish that could heal more than hunger." Back in his restaurant, Chef Paws placed the recipe of resonance at the center of the dining hall. He invited everyone, rich and poor, rivals and friends, young and old, to sit together. Each bite of the dish caused eyes to widen, smiles to bloom, and even enemies to clasp paws. Old arguments melted away, hearts softened, and laughter rose like music. Critics wept openly. Former foes embraced. The city felt warmer that night than it had in years. Chef Paws knew he had achieved what he always dreamed, not just culinary mastery, but a dish that truly changed lives. Days turned to weeks, and the recipe of resonance became legendary. Chefs from around the world visited, hoping to learn it. But Chef Paws shared only this advice: a perfect dish isn't made with the rarest ingredients. It's made with the truest heart. One evening, Whisper herself visited the restaurant. She watched the joyful diners and smiled. "You've done well, little chef," she said, placing a gentle paw on his shoulder. Chef Paws looked at her gratefully. "Thank you for showing me the path." She nodded. "Remember, cooking is a gift. Never let it become a curse." As years passed, Chef Paws continued to cook not for fame, but for connection. His dishes inspired others to share love, forgive old wounds, and chase dreams. His name became legend, but he stayed humble, always remembering the lesson of the forgotten kitchen. On quiet nights, he would look out from his kitchen window, the stars reflecting in his eyes. He knew Whisper still watched over him from somewhere, guiding future chefs with her silent wisdom. And so, the story of Chef Paws, the cat who cooked with his heart, lived on, teaching generations that true greatness comes not from perfection, but from love.